New York City, a place where stone meets sky. A city that was never meant to stand still, and never has. Every era left its mark here, not in words, but in walls, steel, and light. It's a skyline that tells a story, a symphony of ambition, innovation, and resilience. Today, we're going to read that story, chapter by chapter, from its humble beginnings to its towering present. This is the history of architecture in New York. Our story begins in the 1600s, not with skyscrapers, but with a small trading post called New Amsterdam. Dutch settlers, far from their homeland, built what they knew, timber-framed houses with steep roofs and narrow gardens, crowded along winding cobblestone streets. This wasn't the New York we know today. It was a humble, practical settlement on the southern tip of an island, a place of wood, clay, and river water. But even in these modest structures, the seed of a global city was planted. The spirit of commerce and the drive to build something new were already in the air, laying the quiet foundations for the metropolis to come. Fast forward to the 19th century, and New York is exploding. The Industrial Revolution has arrived, and the city is a whirlwind of steam, iron, and people. Immigration is surging, pushing the city's boundaries northward along a newly planned grid. This era gave us the iconic brownstone row houses of Brooklyn and Harlem, creating elegant, unified streetscapes that defined entire neighborhoods. In Soho, cast-iron facades allowed for massive windows, flooding factories and lofts, with lighter precursor to modern curtain walls. But the true symbol of this era's ambition was the Brooklyn Bridge. Completed in 1883, after years of relentless work, it wasn't just a bridge. It was a declaration, a monumental promise in steel and stone that for New York, nothing was impossible. As the 19th century gave way to the 20th, a new race began, the race to the sky. The advent of the steel frame and the invention of the elevator unleashed a vertical revolution. New York became the world's laboratory for height and style. The Flatiron Building, completed in 1902, sliced through the intersection of Broadway and Fifth Avenue like the proud prow of a ship, becoming an instant icon. Then came the Woolworth Building in 1913, a soaring neo-Gothic masterpiece dubbed the Cathedral of Commerce, dripping with terracotta gargoyles and golden tracery. The competition was fierce, culminating in the late 1920s with the Chrysler Building's Art Deco spire, a glittering crown on the skyline. But it was the Empire State Building that truly captured the world's imagination. Rising during the depths of the Great Depression, it was a marvel of speed and logistics. Completed in just over a year, a defiant beacon of hope and American ingenuity. After the Second World War, the mood shifted. The ornate styles of the past felt out of step with a world craving order and efficiency. Ornament vanished, and function replaced decoration. The international style, championed by European architects like Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, found a powerful new home in Manhattan. His Seagram building on Park Avenue became the blueprint for corporate modernism, a sleek, bronze and glass tower set back from the street in its own plaza. Nearby, the Lever House by Gordon Bunshaft seemed to float above the ground, a pristine box of blue-green glass. The city's skyline was being redrawn with clean lines and reflective surfaces, creating a new, minimalist language of glass, steel, and light. But New York's personality is too bold to stay minimal for long. By the 1980s, a rebellion was brewing against the cold, impersonal nature of modernism. Postmodernism burst onto the scene, bringing back history, color, and a sense of playfulness. Architects began quoting classical forms with a wink. The most famous example is Philip Johnson's AT&T building, now 550 Madison, which shocked the world by topping a modern skyscraper with a Chippendale pediment, like a giant piece of furniture on the skyline. This movement wasn't just about whimsy. It was about re-engaging with culture and context, mixing styles to reflect the city's vibrant, eclectic diversity. Then came a day that changed everything. September 11, 2001. The destruction of the Twin Towers was a profound trauma that left a void, not just in the skyline, but in the city's heart. The architectural response could not be just about rebuilding. It had to be about healing. The empty space at Ground Zero became a place of memory and reflection, with the 2 memorial pools tracing the footprints of the fallen towers. From this immense pain, New York rose again. The One World Trade Center, designed by David Childs, ascended to a symbolic height of 1,776 feet. It stands not as a replacement, but as a testament to resilience, a gleaming symbol of remembrance and rebirth that honors the past while looking firmly toward the future. In the 21st century, the conversation in New York architecture has expanded. It's no longer just about height, but also about harmony. Sustainability has become a driving force. The massive Hudson Yards development, built over an active rail yard, is a city within a city, a marvel of engineering that incorporates green building technologies and public space. Perhaps the most beloved recent project is the High Line, which transformed a derelict elevated railway into a lush, linear parka ribbon of green weaving through the concrete jungle. Today's architects are designing towers with vertical gardens and eco-conscious systems, looking upward not just for scale, but for a more sustainable and symbiotic relationship with the planet. Of course, the story of New York's architecture isn't just told by its most famous landmarks. It lives in its neighborhoods, each with a distinct voice. Stroll through Brooklyn Heights, and the elegant brownstones speak of family and community. Wander through Harlem, and the historic churches and theaters echo with generations of culture and history. Stand in Midtown, and the soaring Art Deco and modern skyscrapers whisper of global ambition. From the cast iron lofts of Soho to the glass towers of Lower Manhattan, these diverse styles form an ever-changing, ever-evolving mosaic. It's a city of 1,000 cities, each with its own architectural dialect. So, what is the future of architecture in New York? If history tells us anything, it's that the city never stops building, because it never stops dreaming. From the first wooden cottages on the shore of the Hudson, to the tall, super slender glass giants of today, this city's story is written in steel, brick, and unbreakable courage. Architecture is its diary, and the skyline is its signature, a signature that is never truly finished, always being rewritten by time and rebuilt by hope. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through New York's incredible architectural history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories written in the landscape around us. See you next time.